Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into funding all the different types of bills out there and how you can fund them and what are the best ways to fund them. Okay, that is going to be the topic today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and then I'm going to just do a whiteboard. Okay, and then we can get into money, right? Money. Okay, actually, if I wonder, okay, if anybody is on here and listening to me, does anybody know any of the ways that you can invest in self-storage? There are 6 different ways that you can invest in self-storage. And if you've been following me for a while, you probably know all of these or some of these. If you can think of any ways to invest in self-storage, can you put that into the chat? All right, put it into the chat. Now, there are 6 different ways to invest in self-storage. And that's one of the main reasons why I love investing in self-storage, because there's so many different opportunities out there and people don't really think of all of them. But but I want to make sure that everybody knows what those are. So Luther says owner financing is one of them. I got some owner financing there. Raised capital, family and friends investing, community banks. Okay, good. Okay, well, first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 6 different ways for you to invest in self-storage. And then I'm going to tell you of all the 6 ways, how do you fund that type of deal? Okay, because when you start getting out there, and I've said this many, many times to my students, when you start getting out there and you start looking for storage facilities and actually talking to owners, which is the best way to find deals, all right? It's not the only way, but it's the best way. When you talk to owners, the truth is like you have no idea what's going to come across your plate. All right, you don't know what type of a facility it is. And so now what you have to do is educate yourself on the types of purchases out there so that you know when you do come across a certain type of facility, how you should get the funding for that. Okay. And Tim says, I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, good. All right. So, okay, we're going to talk about the way that the types of facilities that I buy, right? If you are my student, you know what types of types of facilities do I buy? So I have 11 facilities. What are they? What type? All right, the first one, yes, mismanaged. Okay, good. All right. So number 1 is mismanaged. Uh-oh. Please don't tell me my pen is dead. But we'll figure it out just in case. Maybe I'll just let it go. Okay, good. Okay, so number 1 is this upside down? Okay, so okay, good. Mismanaged. All right, mismanaged facilities. What this means is that it's not managed properly. All right, that's what it means, mismanaged. So it doesn't have to be dumpy. It doesn't have to be ugly. Now, a lot of them are dumpy and ugly if they've been mismanaged, right? But the truth of the matter is that a mismanaged property equals it's not being properly managed, okay? What that means is it's typical, those facilities are typically, I would say 50 to 75% full. All right. I mean, I'm sorry. I would say 75% full or less. 75% full or less. But typically, you're going to find them at like 50 to 75% full. Okay. So a mismanaged facility could be an abandoned facility, right? I've actually bought abandoned facilities before, or a mismanaged facility could be 75% full. I mean, it's creating an income, but it's not like being run properly in the respect that you can value add the property by increasing the rates. Okay. Now, typically in the industry, a mismanaged property is when you see when you ask the owner, is it like full or not full, like what's your occupancy, and they say, oh, it's about halfway full, or it's at 75% full. That in this industry nowadays is really a gray area, okay, on what type of financing that you can get. Now, SBA right now is open to funding a mismanaged facility that's 50% full or more. Just as long as they know that over the course of the last like year, it's been increasing income. So what SBA wants, and if anybody doesn't know what SBA is, I'm going to write this down. SBA is the Small Business Administration, right? And this SBA loves storage facilities, and they love loaning on storage facilities, okay?